How's it going today, friends? I'm Jera Sky if you're new here. Don't forget to take a look around, subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, @Jera Sky. Hey, today we're going to be talking about insecurities and why it's stupid to have them. Alright, today let's talk about insecurities. Everybody's got them, and they're all stupid. Why? Because they keep us from living the lives we want, from being the people we want, from being happy about ourselves, from loving ourselves, from loving other people because we're not feel like we are deserving or whatever. They're dumb. They're dumb. And you also forget that sometimes the things that you are the most insecure about are the things that people love the most about you. Say if you have love handles, maybe that's the thing that your boyfriend loves about you most. Who knows? Just because you don't like them doesn't mean somebody else doesn't like them. But that being said, yes, you should love all of yourself. And feeling insecure it's not good. You have to understand that when you see yourself, say in a mirror, you look a lot different than you. For some reason, your perception of yourself is warped in comparison to how other people see you. I can't remember, but I did see this like social experiment where people would pick who they thought they most resembled, and most people would pick the less attractive person. But just very unusual, very strange, because for some reason you think less of yourself. So we are some of our own harshest critics, and even sometimes when somebody else says something that we already criticized ourselves about, and then we hear it from an outer source, it even strengthens that criticism even more, making you feel even worse about it. But in some ways, you just have to remember that you're a complete idiot in that if you're being mean to yourself, there's no point in that. There's 0 point in that. You're not right. And if you don't sort of keep this stuff in check, you can sabotage relationships, you could sabotage, just your path in life because you're just you're basically living in a fantasy land of, instead of living your life. So how do you get over this? How can you get over these things that make you feel crap so you feel better? One of the ways is just by changing your perspective on life. You create more optimism, even if you don't entirely believe it. If you start saying this shit over and over and over, having a more optimistic view on the world, or a more optimistic view on whatever it is that you are doing, you'll start to really believe it, and it will become part of you, thus creating a more positive self inside. That positive self wouldn't judge the person here as harshly because they're more empathetic, more compassionate, more positive. They're like, damn girl, you're looking good. Instead of like, damn girl, you need to lose weight. Maybe it's just, damn girl, pick another outfit that flatters your features better. One of the ways, let's see, like, how do I get rid of my insecurities? What am I insecure about now? For the longest time, I used to be very insecure about my love handles because I could not figure out how to get rid of them. I would work out and change how I would eat less calories. I would change sort of that a little bit. But then I would be like, fuck this, I'm eating whatever I want, because I've always just been like, I'll eat whatever I want, I don't care. But after I went vegan, my body kind of sorted itself out really nicely. So that was one thing, hey. If you're unhappy with your body, going vegan might help, because it does wonders for your body. I don't have tons of insecurities, really. I do feel that I'm a bit too intense, a bit too much. I overshare a little too much in person for people that can't really handle me, but I just keep doing it anyway because that's who I am. And because doing it makes me feel good, and if they don't want to be around that, then fine. And then sometimes I do feel very lonely in that I don't have a lot of friends. But I feel like that's just where I am at in life, and that maybe right now I just need me time, and then the friends will come once I've worked on me and I'm in a better place to receive friends. What other things do? I take pictures of myself when I'm like, oh, I look hot. I'll take pictures of myself, not naked pictures. Because that's a danger zone. One of the things I started more recently thinking was that I am the prize. That like when I meet people, it isn't always, oh, I hope they like me, and it's like, actually Brandon told me this, and he was like, you're the prize. Don't think that they're the prize, you're the prize. They get to be friends with you, they get to meet you. So that's really helped. I'm the prize. The more you say these positive things to yourself too, the more you start to believe them, and that's very helpful, which is very helpful. So I feel like, what is that? Positive affirmations, giving yourself like, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am a badass, I am the prize. You say that stuff to yourself, look in the mirror, look yourself straight in the eyes, face yourself and tell yourself that. And then sometimes when you're like, oh, I feel fat, or anything like that, this is what girls think, right? Oh, I feel fat. think, well, I have been fortunate enough to eat. Oh, and there was another thing of this, why I'm thinking about this, is because some of the people I met were very hard on themselves about some of the things that they said about themselves that I was like, Jesus, how could you say that about yourself? And in a way, like, they're joking. Like, sometimes we make jokes and say it like justifies the terrible things that we say about ourselves, but it's not always right. Just because you make a joke about it doesn't mean it's okay. And it does start to be like, well, you're starting to believe that. So sometimes make jokes that are in a more positive form of yourself, and you'll start to believe that. Because it all is about self-image, your perception of yourself, or sometimes battling your little inner demons. But the more you let the positive guys out to play, the more they come out to play. And sometimes in insecurities, it is because we are comparing ourselves to other people, which is not good, shouldn't be doing. But you have to understand that you're on a different path, you're on a different journey than everybody else, and if it is comparatively better than what you have made previously, you are in fact doing a great job, okay? So compare yourself to your past self instead of other people, because you guys are in no way in the same field of comparison. You've not had the same, you know how hard it is to set up freaking science experiments where there's like the neutral thing, and then that's the only way for you to test to see if da-da-da-da-da. There's no way to set up with two different people a neutral thing. There just isn't. You have grown up differently, you've eaten differently, you've had different sleep patterns, you've had different friends, you've had different relationships. There's no way to compare your situations to each other. There just isn't. So you can only compare with your past self. And if you compare to your past self, you will see you are continually getting better. Alright guys, if you like this video on insecurities and why they're stupid, shouldn't have them, work on them, you don't need them. Another thing we gotta minimize and get out of here. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to put some comments in the comment section below. What are some things you do to boost yourself up? And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I'm Jera. Sky's the limit. Woo! I cannot think of the word. Oh, it was just there.